From the News Channel 5 Network, this is Inside Politics.
Hello, everyone. I'm News Channel 5's political analyst, Pat Nolan. Welcome to Inside Politics. Nashville city elections are on Thursday, August 1st. Candidates for mayor, of course, already getting into the field. That includes former Vanderbilt professor Dr. Carol Swain. She's our guest on Inside Politics this week. Dr. Swain, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's begin our conversation with, I guess, always the basic question. Why do you want to be mayor?
Well, why do I want to be mayor? I was approached by people that were very concerned about the city last time, and they urged me to run. I can't say that I've spent my life wanting to serve in a political office, but when I looked at the conditions affecting the city and the direction, I decided that I would offer myself to serve, but I had no intentions of running a second time.
And now you are. You ran last May in the special election, a very quick, crowded field of 13 people. You got 20% of the vote, 23%. You finished second.
Yes.
Why do you think you'll do better this time? What will make the difference between May of last year and June of this year, or July, or August of this year?
Well, I was approached maybe 6 weeks ago by some Democrats in town, and they were very honest that I was their second choice, that they had preferred Sheriff Darren Hall, and they felt that I was the person that could lead the city in the right direction. And so when Democrats came to me, people who I didn't know, then I was encouraged to get back into the race. And then I noticed that the conditions in the city have only worsened, and I didn't see any change coming from Mayor Briley or anyone else that was likely to get into the race.
Metro government's a multi-billion-dollar corporation. You've not had any experience in politics or government, at least directly in terms of serving in those. And you've certainly studied politics and history because that's what you did as a professor, but actually being involved in it, what makes you capable of being able to run a multi-billion-dollar corporation?
For one thing, I have common sense, but last time I had assembled a team of people who were willing to go in with me. And so I will be relying very much on a team of people who love Nashville, that some of them, you know, have business, they've been top executives, they've been very successful. And so in those areas where we need expertise, I'm going to have the best qualified people available.
Nashville is a city that's certainly booming, but we've had, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just want to say, with any type of leadership position, you're only as good as your team. And so I know that my team will be first rate, and they will be people who love Nashville and who want to serve the people rather than themselves. As
you bring this team in, Nashville is a booming city by any standards. We're struggling, though, it seems, to fund our basic city services and the rest of government. What specifically will you and your team do to fix Metro's budget woes? Well, first of all, we need to look for waste. And I think that there's plenty of it. And I've had, last time, Metro employees come to me. Specifics in Metro government that are waste. And how large are they in terms of dollars that would be put into the budget? What are you talking about specifically? I'm saying the first thing you need to do is to look at the extent of the problem. And so there are areas where we know that there's waste, there's duplicative employees. I've told that there's some people being on the payroll that are no-show employees. And so the first thing that we would do would be to look for those areas where there's waste. And that's where we would start. And my first where are these duplicative employees? You know, can you name departments? I'm not going to name departments, and I'm not going to go into specifics, but I would not want to raise taxes as the first option. That would not be my first option. I think we have to go in and look at everything very closely and see where money can be saved. When you first got into the race this time, you said it was going to, you sort of kind of got in on the contingent of how well your fundraising was going to do. Obviously, you've gotten in the race, you feel comfortable about that. Last time, a lot of your funding seemed to come and support seemed to come from groups from out of town, conservative groups, also from businessman Lee Beeman. What role will they play in your campaign this time? Will they play just as big a role, or are you looking to broaden out perhaps more showcases of people, local people that are supporting local groups? I would say that a lot of my money came from people, grassroots, and the decision to get into the race
Like when the reports come out, it will show that I have support from a lot of local people, a lot of business people, and the public. People who send in $25, people that are sending in $50, people that are sending in $100. I'm not getting it, you know, from big law firms and from, there may be some developers supporting me, but my support comes from a wide base of people. And the people who are investing in me are investing in me because they know that I'm a person of integrity and that I love this country and that I would do what I say I would do. I've always been transparent, and I'm not doing it for myself. And so I would say that my support comes from a wide base of people, and that's what the funding reports will reflect.
Is the first part of one of those disclosures going to come up fairly soon? Don't they disclose every quarter? And we just ended a quarter period with the end of March. So you
yes, I mean, I got into the race March 17th, but before that I was testing the waters, and so there will be a report. What
do you think you'll show in terms of total dollars raised when you make that report later on this month?
I've almost raised as much money in the first quarter getting into the race March 17th than I did the whole campaign last time.
And that's what?
Where I was spent $200,000,
$300,000. How much? What? Can you give us a rough estimate of what was it that you raised for the last campaign?
$150,000.
So you've already matched that.
I didn't say I matched it. I said I've raised almost as much this time in 3 to 4 weeks than I did the whole campaign last time. And as far as Lee Beeman, he is a supporter of mine, but my support is coming from a wide range of people, and as I said before, many of them are Democrats, and these are people that are fed up with the direction of Metro Nashville, and I think you and a lot of other people should be. And what I'm hoping is that people will give me a chance, that they will actually look beyond the stereotypes that they hear and actually give me a chance to show, look at my program, look at the issues. We will be unrolling, you know, more details in the next month or so. But right now my priorities are law enforcement and crime reduction. We know that the crime from Nashville is spilling over in other areas. The police are running 125 officers short. They need support, they need new leadership. And I'm also concerned about the affordable housing. I'm talking with developers about ways to address that. And traffic and transit, that's always an issue.
Dr. Carol Swain's our guest. She's a candidate for mayor in the August 1st election. Back to continue our conversation after this break.